さて始めましょう。どうもこんばんちは、バイパーです。今日もこれフォールアウトニューベガスをやっていきたいと思います。どうぞよしなに。前回のあらすじというよりかはフォールアウトニューベガス、ベガスを狙うものとしてベガスじゃねえか、フーバーダムという場所、水と電気が同時に供給しているでかいダムがありまして、それを狙っている勢力が2つある。1つはニューカリフォルニア共和国、もう1つはカイサルリージョンで、そうだな、ついでに狙われているものが一つあって、ここベガス、大量の金が落とされる巨大な都市。この都市の支配者ミスターハウス、この三大勢力がフーバーダムとベガスを手に入れようといろいろ頑張っているわけだ。というわけでね、ミスターハウスの話はこれまでやってきたのよ。プラチナチップを奪い取って配達完了したからさ。なのでだ、その三大勢力に顔出しに行こうというお話しようと思ってます。以上、進めていきましょう。ミスターハウスの最終目的とは何なのかしら。富で富を生み、その生まれた富でさらなる富を生まれさす。それを繰り返し最終的には全ての富で富を生み、その生まれた富でさらなる富を生み、その力で人を救う。最終的には今のアメリカのような最新技術が並ぶ、そういう都市を目指しているかな。素晴らしい心構えじゃない。
Looking to lose a few caps, huh? Just a place.
けど他のあれだってあれよ、いい考えになっているかもしんねえよ。とりあえずまずはニューカリフォルニア共和国からこのメッセージかな、あってだな。モハベどっちでもいいじゃん。そんな人によってはモハビかもしれないし、人によってはモハベってなるかもしれないし。大使館オフィス、お邪魔します。
Welcome to the NCR Embassy. How can I help you? Ambassador Crocker can be found in his office through the door to my right and at the end of the hall.
というわけで大使館にお呼ばれしたので。
I heard you killed Benny over at the Tops. A piece of advice. If you mess with any of my men, you'll regret it. Yeah, more the usual. We're keeping an eye on the troopers to make sure they don't do anything stupid. Yeah, the only stupid one we've had lately is Private Irwin. He's starting to cause more trouble than he's worth.
歓迎されてないわね、あなた。まあいろいろ変なことやってきたからな。
We won't go quietly.
Morning.
あ、右手ってこっちか。憲兵。憲兵。
I'm glad you could make it. I have something I wanted to discuss with you. It's a very important matter, and I have a strong feeling you're the perfect person for the job. I'm sure you've noticed that things are a little tense around here with all the issues between the NCR, the Legion, and Mr. House. It doesn't take a genius to see that something big is going to happen soon. To be honest with you, the NCR is in a tight spot. But if we fail now, it's the people here that are going to suffer the most. I'm not willing to let that happen, and I don't think you're the kind of person that would either. To the northeast is a settlement. The locals here call them boomers. They are sitting on a munitions stockpile that would be invaluable to us. I would like you to get in contact with them, and then do whatever it takes to convince them to help us. Unfortunately, the boomers keep to themselves and are, let's say, hostile to all outsiders. That's why I need someone like you. Someone with your background and reputation would have a better chance of reaching them than anyone I have available. In exchange for your help, you would receive complete amnesty for any past crimes against the NCR, as well as additional benefits and perks. Do you think you would be able to do this for me? Much appreciated. Once you've talked to them, come back and let me know if they will help us. I can provide a quick history lesson if that's what
と
you're
りあえ
looking
ずニューカリフォル
for.
ニ
In
ア共和国
2274, President
No,
Kimball
Hanashi
sent the
を聞こうか。
NCR Army into the Mojavean force with the objective of occupying and repairing Hoover Dam. Rangers and Army scouts had confirmed that the dam was basically unoccupied and could be restored to an operable condition. Upon arriving at the dam, however, they discovered that a large force of tribals and robots had occupied it. This
Mr.
was our
House.
introduction to the three families, the Securitrons and, of course, Mr. House. Using his Securitrons as intermediaries, Mr. House called for parley. He claimed his forces had occupied Hoover Dam in order to safeguard it for our arrival, and that he was ready to turn it over to us, so long as we could agree to terms. Those terms became the Treaty of New Vegas. The treaty recognized Mr. House's sovereignty over the Strip and granted us rights to establish military bases at the dam and McCarran Airport. The NCR is legally permitted to send 95% of the electricity produced by the dam to our home states. The remaining 5% goes to the Strip. The treaty actually makes it illegal for the NCR to prevent its citizens or troops on furlough from visiting the Strip. Once on the Strip, our citizens are subject to arrest or punishment by House's Securitrons, though that's a rare occurrence. Our troops enjoy a different status. It's illegal for the Securitrons to take action against them. Of course, it's also illegal for our troops to carry firearms on the Strip, so there isn't much trouble they can get into. Our military police does an adequate job of keeping the troops on furlough in line. I don't envy them that task. The embassy was established a few weeks after the treaty was signed. Basically, Mr. House handed us a dumpy little building he had no interest in renovating. I'm the third ambassador to hold this post, and the first, I think, to accept its limitations. My predecessors had ambitions of engineering the annexation of the Mojave. They thought they'd convince Mr. House to join up. I've never even spoken to the man, or whatever he is. Maybe the situation will change once we've beaten the Legion once and for all. Now we mostly just keep track of the NCR citizens and troopers around and make sure they don't get in trouble, but that's Captain Papa's job. I keep myself busy with paperwork and reports that get sent back to the NCR. It's mostly busy work, but every once in a while we make progress. It's the same old stuff around here. Gambling, debauchery, drunkenness, it's all here. I'm getting a little old for it, however. If you want more information, try talking to some of the other guys around here. I don't get out of the office much anymore.
どうなのかしら。なぜブーマーズに手を
At this rate, one
借りようと
secure
してる
house
の
would
だ。
be enough to defend the whole strip.
Welcome back. What can I do for you this time? The embassy offices are to your left, while the barracks and living quarters are to the right. If you're looking for a history lesson, I suggest you talk to Ambassador Crocker. The bots have enough firepower to arm a full platoon.
If you're looking to join up, head on by the embassy. We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
けど結局この人たちが何したいのかってお話にはなってないよね。最終的なゴールというか、結局力を貸してほしいっていうだけじゃあ力は貸せねえぞ俺ははっきり言うけど。
Hello.
なんで力を、俺がそれの力を与えたところでどうなるんだってお話よな。
Morning.
わからないんだったら別のことを、そうだな、ならばちょっとリージョンにお話聞きに行くっていうのありだぞ。カエサル軍だな。なんということに。
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider? You wear the mark of Caesar. You must be who Cursor Lucullus is waiting for. You may continue, but be warned. Mark or no, we will not tolerate aggressive action by visitors in the camp.
厳しいわね。けどそういうもんじゃろ、そういうもん。ちょっと邪魔していいか。これで攻撃されたらリセットされる。
Hey, a profligate bearing the mark of Caesar. What is the world coming to? Cursor Lucullus is waiting for you with the barge at the docks. He will take you to the fort to speak with Caesar. As much as the profligate's cowardice will allow, they haven't found the balls to attack us here, but we catch them out on patrols. With 2 contubernia at my command, I've killed and captured 4 times my numbers. Well,
まあどうでもいい話じゃな。俺にとっちゃ。
Awe, are you ready to head upriver? You'll be meeting face to face with the mighty Caesar himself, founder of the Legion, conqueror of 86 tribes. To my knowledge, this is the first time Caesar has ever summoned one of the dissolute to see him. Not even tribal chieftains receive this honor. You'd know better than I would, but you must be remarkable for Caesar to take such an interest. The trip will take a few hours. Take your place on the boat.
なんで俺を選んだんだよ。なんでじゃろうな。
By order of Caesar, all visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items. This order also extends to the platinum chip you carry. For now. Your belongings will be returned to you when you leave. That way. True to Caesar.
文字通りというかなんというか、あなたの拠点であるなんていうのかしら、ニプトン。そう、ニプトンでの。
True to Caesar.
So you're the visitor I've heard some of the legionaries talking about. If you're in the mood to trade, just say the word. Have a look.
何がある
I haven't had the pleasure. I have crossed paths with Legate Lanius, his second in command, however. It was unpleasant. You see?
本当に特別な存在という方に会えるのね。そして見ての通り奴隷だな。奴隷が
True to Caesar.
歩いてる。これまた良くない雰囲気が出てるわね。
I'm looking forward to getting sent across the river.
子供もせっせもせっせも働く。
I'm harsh on the children, but they'll be excellent legionaries. I'm quite proud of them.
考え方が古臭すぎるのよ、カエサル軍は。はあ、
True to Caesar.
Slip. You here to fight in the arena? Then you're talking to the right man. Such as?
I'm looking forward to getting sent across the river.
けど軍としてはとても仕上がってるわよ。きちっと。強いものが正義な感じがしてる。
You must enter Caesar's tent alone. Anyone else must remain outside.
Caesar awaits you. We can talk afterwards.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time. That's why I summoned you here, right? I mean, a man nearly kills you, and your response is to track him across the breadth of the Mojave? You arrive on the strip and waltz into the Lucky 38 like someone left you a key under the doormat? You assassinate the head of the chairman in his own casino and get away with it? Then something happens to Mr. House's robot, some kind of military upgrade. When you set your mind to something, you get results. I like that. The question is, are you ready to get started?
すげえな、全部わかってやがる。
I have eyes and ears everywhere. It behooves me not to invade the West blind and deaf. It hasn't been hard to track your progress. It's not as though you've been keeping a low profile. The time is fast approaching when my Legion will assault the Great Dam and invade the West. Before that happens, I want Mr. House knocked out of the game. A quick 1-2 punch, with you doing the punching.
ミスターハウスを倒そうとしてるのね。あなた的にはどうなのかしら。お断りだな、そんなの。
Down the hill, at the west edge of camp, is an old building. It was here when the fort was taken in 2277. Inside the building is a hatch. And inside that hatch are 2 steel doors that bear the sigil of the Lucky 38 casino. Now that same sigil is on the platinum chip you were carrying. Isn't that interesting? Even more interesting, there's a slot about the same size as the chip on the console that opens the hatch. So you know what I think? I think the platinum chip opens those doors. Doors that can't be pried open, or drilled open, or blasted open. Because all that, I tried. I don't know, and I don't like not knowing. I know Mr. House built it. I'm thinking it's probably some kind of weapon that he can't activate from a distance. I want you to destroy whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this fucking platinum chip with you. My legionaries will meet you there, with your weapons and equipment. Goodbye.
思っている以上に彼はできる男ね。だが、下にはつきたくな
I
い。
suspect you'll be a valuable asset to the Legion. Assuming you're really on our side, of course. To call Anews ferocious would be an understatement. In battle, he seizes the enemy in his jaws and will not let go. He thinks nothing of suffering losses, so long as the enemy suffers more. Though unsubtle, he is not dim. He detects traps and sets his own. Be glad you will not have to face his judgment. If you are true to Caesar. There's a gambler, Martina Grosbeck, who has a knack for learning other people's secrets and passing that information along for a price. The Omertas, who run Gomorrah, have become suspicious of Martina's frequent visits to their casino. Soon they'll pay her a visit of their own. It will...
The camps are getting crowded.
そしてなぜ私が選ばれたのか。
It is a great honor for anyone outside the Legion to get an audience with Caesar. It's a weapons can break or jam when needed most. However, our unarmed techniques favor offense over defense. We can charge the enemy and flatten him with our first strike before he can react. Of course, this will take some time, and I'm not a forgiving teacher.
Lucky.
I'm looking forward to getting sent across the river.
そして私を選んだ理由は単純にいろんな行動をして結果を残しているからだ。イレギュラーなことをしているからだな。いわゆる頭を打ち抜かれて生き返り、そして頭を打った人間に復讐を行い、そしてミスターハウスの仕事をこなした。だからリージョンに選ばれリー リージョンのリーダーカエサルに選ばれたと言えばいいか。
None may enter without Caesar's permission.
Caesar has permitted your weapons to be returned to you while you serve him. Caesar has put a lot of trust in you. Be worth it.
けど分かってないわね。こっからはカリカリ言うことになる。
I see you reached your destination safely. Shall we get to work? Was that meant to be a shocking revelation? Of course Caesar wants it destroyed. He's afraid of what the bunker might hold, and rightly so.
バレてた。
But you're not going to do that. You're going to do the smart thing, and work for me. As you know, the Platinum chip upgrades my Securitron's operating software. Well, there's an army of them here. The Securitrons policing the strip are a fraction of the total number manufactured. The rest I stored here. I need you to manually upload the data from the chip to the facility's primary computer. There's a terminal at the other end of this facility. There's a complication. While I can broadcast to this screen, I can't control any of the facility's systems. That means I can't deactivate its security bots, most of which appear to be active according to the status board I'm looking at. Good.
さーて質問だ。金でどっちの方がいいと思う？金と富を生むミスターハウスか、シンプルに力なカエサルリージョンか。もう二択なんだよ。シンプルに力って嫌じゃない？だったら富選ばない？普通に。はい。金欲しいもん。力じゃ金は入らないもんね。キャプチャード。コンではないな。コンではないな。あー。お、一発何発もやったじゃないのよ。セキュリティボットプロテクトのあかん。
weapons. Engaging hostile target.
タレットは動かないか。まあよし、どんどん奥に進もう。
Engaging hostile.
食らえ。9ミリハンドガン。
Commencing attack. Law-abiding citizens, please leave the area.セキュリティドローンのアップグレード。あんな力だけの男よりか富を生む男の方が好きだわ、私は。暴力だけじゃ何も生まないわ。富じゃないと富じゃないと得られないものがあるでしょ。
Your work here is done. You have a very bright future.
力だけじゃ何も。
You've carried out Caesar's will, but I must confiscate your equipment again. You're free.
お邪魔しやした。どうする？とりあえずカエサルさんに報告じゃな。敵に塩を送る行為をしていいのかしら。まあまあまあ、ここでこうされたらあれじゃからな、わしは嫌じゃからな。
Our way, true to Kaiser.
I felt the ground shake a while ago. Let's press on, shall we? As I was telling you before, I want Mr. House out of the picture. You have an interest in his death, too. If he knows that you destroyed his gadgets beneath the fort, he will strike back. You know where to find him. How he dies, I leave up to you. It's called an autodoc. As the name suggests, it's an automated physician, more or less. He can treat broken bones, cuts, punctures, scrapes. Sometimes I bestow its use upon someone I favor. Makes for a powerful gift in a culture that forbids painkillers and is largely ignorant of medical science. What?
そうだな、カエサルリージョン、もうちょっとお話ししてみたいわよね。
I've analyzed the region's tribe to determine how they might be useful. I may tell you more at a later time, if it suits me. What?
軍団長のお話はいいよね。
Do you want my
NCR
opinion as a former citizen or future conqueror? Actually, my opinion's the same either way. As a young man, I was taught to venerate President Tandy of Shady Sands, the founding mother of the new California Republic. Did you know her presidency lasted 52 years? And that her father, Aradesh, was the Republic's first president? Does that sound like a democracy to you? Or a hereditary dictatorship? Because the council didn't dare oppose her. She was too popular. She had the people's love. So things ran smoothly, more or less. And as soon as she was gone, as soon as there really could be democracy, what happened then? Ever since losing its queen, the NCR has been weaker, more diffuse. Democracy has been its weakness, not its strength. Greed runs rampant. The government is corrupt, accepting bribes from Brahmin barons and landowners to the detriment of citizens. The NCR is a loose conglomerate of individuals looking out for themselves. It's lost virtue. No one cares about the collective, the greater good. It's not built to last. I'm just hastening the inevitable. Of course, the most powerful my legion has faced. Also the first to which I am ideologically opposed. Until now, every tribe I've conquered has been so backwards and stunted, enslavement has been a gift bestowed upon them. My conquest of the Mojave will be a glorious triumph, marking the transition of the Legion from a basically nomadic tribe to a genuine empire. Just as my namesake campaigned in Gaul before he crossed the Rubicon, so have I campaigned and will cross the Colorado. What? I know he's a coward, hiding behind an army of robots ensconced in that tower of his like a wizard in one of those Grognak comic books. Some say he's a man, others a machine. I don't care. He's in the way. What up? Good. Don't know what kind of security he has in.
とりあえずここはミスターハウスを殺してこようと言っといて、さっさとこっから離れよう。でどうだった彼の感じは。民主主義をあれだ終わりだと言ってるは弱き者の考えだと言ったな。だから本当に力のみって感じだね。カエサル軍は力が全て、弱い者が滅びというような感じだから子供も奴隷だし女も奴隷って感じだよな。まあそういう考えもありっちゃありなんだけど、俺は嫌いだぜ。そういう考えもあると言っちゃあるけどさ、俺はぶっちゃけ嫌いだからつかないわ。こっち側に
True to Kaiser.
Howdy again. Oh.
いわゆるモヒカンよ、モヒカン。
Awe, are you ready to return? Very well.
プグレードしたと言わなくてもアップグレードしたってことになってんのか。アップグレードしたってことになってもだ。アップグレードしてもか。一応破壊したってことになるのか。まあまあよかったよかった。
Where to, partner? Penthouse floor.
Goodbye. The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam. What? New Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCO? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation. I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity. Nothing to impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah. I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss? Goodbye. The next step is to add the Boomer's considerable firepower to my growing arsenal. Use extreme caution when approaching the base. Their firepower is considerable. Recently, one of my roaming Securitrons observed a man near the base studying the pattern of its artillery fire. Maybe he's learned something.
どうやらここでカリフォルニア共和国とミスターハウスの目的が合致してしまったな。偶然か否かわかんねえけど、ブーマーズっていうやつらがと排除とまではいかねえ。排除できるなら排除。もし友達になれるんだったら友達としてっていう感じだな。恐ろしいこと考えてるわね。でミスターハウスの理想郷というか考えというか、いわゆる経済だ。経済を回して金を使い金を生み、その金を生まれた金を使ってさらなる金を生み、目指すはテクノロジー。20年経てば今のような生活が戻ってくる。そしてさらに50年経てば、それは忘れた。100年経てば宇宙へ行ける。それがミスターハウスの。
Have you reconsidered our offer to bug Mr. House's data network? It could be of enormous medical value to us and could alleviate a lot of suffering. Oh.
諦めてなかったんだ彼女。さてちょっと時間余ったし何しようか。北ベガス広場。
NCR should head back to their lands. I'm sure their people miss them.
That tower on the strip, the one you can see for miles?
さあここからどうするかな。
You're still around, huh? That's right, the H&H Tools factory on the main drag.
そうそう。全領域切ったから別にもういいよな。さてブーマーズに向かうか。じゃあニューカリフォルニア共和国の理想って何なのよ。さあ。
You're back. Do you need? It'll be easy. Take care.
100円で放射能の治療をしてくれるなんて嬉しいわ。 ていうかヨーナがそんな技術があるんだったら別に放射能とか気にならないって思うんだけどね。あ、そういうこともあるさ、そういうことも。で、何なの次。このさ、こっから北東の位置にね、ブーマーっていうやつらがいるのよ。俺は詳しくは知らん。いや、知ってるんだけどさ一応知らないことにしておく。知ってるんだったら言えばいいじゃん。じゃあ言っとくよ。爆弾が降るはっきり言おうか。爆弾が降る。近づくと危ねえんだ。爆弾が降ってくるとかマジでいろいろ準備が欲しいんだ。行けばわかる。マジで行けばわかる。爆弾が降ってくる。フィールズジャンシャーク。これゲット。
Whoa there, pal. You better slow down, or you'll get blown up like the rest of the idiots who thought they'd scavenge in Boomer territory. Now that I've got your attention, might you be interested in a little information? It'll cost you, but it's well worth the investment. Oh, lordy, lordy. You haven't heard of the Boomers? What rock have you been living under? They're a bunch of artillery-slinging, grenade-lobbing odd jobs camping out in Nellis. Wander into their territory and you're as good as mincemeat. There is a way. Suit yourself. Come back and see me when you get tired of picking shrapnel out of your backside.
マジで爆弾が降ってくっかな。こっからさ、マジでどうすんの。そうだな、スパイクナックルなお薬っていう便利なものがあってさ、一応セーブしとこっか。さっきからどっかん言ってるわね。気にすることでもないさ。重要なのはこっから先よ。なんかいいのないかな。ジェットメンド X メンターボ決めて。うおー、走るしかない。中毒になっちまったよ。 頼む、通り過ぎてくれ、お祈り。走れー。よし、オッケー、到着。禁断症状出たけど大丈夫なの？大丈夫だ、大丈夫、問題ねえよ。ああ、知らん。ここまで到着すれば大丈夫。
Hold it right there. Don't you move. How the hell did you survive that bombardment?
どうやって生き残ったかって。
But I had you zeroed in the whole time. Nobody's that fast. Move a muscle now and I'll blow you to pieces. Then just stay where you are. Raquel will be here any second.
I'll take this from here. I'm Raquel, Master-at-Arms for the Nellis homeland. Mother Pearl, our eldest, wishes to speak to you. Follow close and mind your behavior.
Welcome, child. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? I've been waiting a good 5 years for an outsider to come along and visit.
予言か何か。
Prophecy. Do we look like a bunch of religious idiots? I just hoped a savage, outsider, sorry, would make it to our gates before one of those armies out there comes knocking. That's right, child. Mother Pearl knows a storm is gathering. Times are changing. Maybe time for us to change a little too. Oh, so many ways. Small ones to begin with, so we can get used to what it's like to have a outsider around and about. Should that go well, maybe you can help in big ways too. We'll have to see. You have to keep in mind that you're our first contact with the outside world since I was barely a woman. Seclusion has kept us safe, but the world around us is changing. Neon lights in the distance, patrolling robots, soldiers. My youngers think our guns can keep out the world, but I think we need to let it in just a little, or become its victim. You're that little bit of the world, child. Welcome to Nellis. You picked a good time to stop by, for we're swimming in problems. My youngers can tell you all about it. Raquel could use help with the bug problem. Doc Argyle has wounded he's tending to. And Loyal and Jack might be looking for help with some repairs. Or you could just go see Pete at the museum and hear the story of our people. All you have to do there is listen. Come and go as you like, help or don't help, I leave it up to you. But I hope you'll show my youngers that not every outsider needs to be blown up.
Hey.
Hey.
War's brewing on the horizon. Who's that?
はあ、どうやら5年間この空軍基地に引きこもってたんだけど、さすがに5年以上経つと外の空気というかよそ者の空気を触れたくなるわけで、じゃあぶっ放さなくてもいいじゃないの。ある意味試練みたいなもんじゃない、いわゆるここを通り抜けられたものがっていう感じの試練なのじゃろう。ここを通り抜け、この爆撃の嵐を通り抜けられたもののみ話したい、選ばれた強いものであるっていうのを証明、それが彼なのじゃろう。まあまあまあ、そして問題がいっぱいあるっていうことなんだろうな。向こうは向こうで問題とはなんか虫の問題があったり機械の問題があったり、だからこそあれか、よそ者の力が欲しかったって感じか。 よそ者じゃなくてもいい。
Another glorious day in this man's army.
よそ者じゃなくてもいい感じはするんだけどね。
Mother Pearl's instructions are clear. You can move freely around Nellis, and artillery spotters have orders not to fire on you. These are extraordinary privileges. Don't abuse them. Long story short, the power failed a few days ago because giant ants have tunneled into the generator room and set up a nest. I led a team down to exterminate them, but there were so many of them. We lost. 2 killed, 3 wounded. Personally, I think it's more than a savage can handle. But if you want to kill those ants and switch the power back on, feel free. Sure, anyone can. But there's more than a few down there. See for yourself. But one other thing. The ants must be eating gunpowder from the munitions down there, or something. They exploded when hit by a flamethrower. One of us was using a laser pistol. Same thing. Bullets seem okay. Just don't hit the artillery shells. Loyal's been working on some kind of weapon to use against them. Maybe you should check with him.
Loyal. まあまあまあ。5年引きこもこの空軍基地に引きこもっていた方には5年引きこもってたバリのなんか問題を抱えているので、まあ助けてやりましょう。というわけで今回はここまでにしましょう。ご視聴ありがとうございました。次回をお楽しみに。